Shalom, brethren. Welcome to premiere episode of GMS Mailbag. Like I said, I would be doing this segment on the channel GMS Walk and Talk, and it would be dealing with the emails that I received from that channel. And like I said, I advise you, brothers, when you send your email, if you have any questions, make it short and keep it right to the point. And you may see it read or be read on this channel. Now, I'm going to go and because we're pressed for time here, I'm going to go right into the email. This is from the DC camp. It says, I was having trouble with explaining the issue on the woman's role as being a prophetess and being able to prophesy. I know that they cannot teach the scriptures, and I was wondering if you brothers could shed or can shed some light on that topic and the issue where it says Deborah judge Israel. I just wanted to get it down packed because I noticed this woman vibration demon is pushed hard. Throughout the elders and Yahweh Bashem Yahushai or Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Barakathum and double shalom. Okay, that was from a brother from the DC camp, part of GMS family. You notice he says he mentioned about the woman vibration demon is pushed hard, which is true, which all goes back to the worship of the Queen of Heaven. You got a lot of these so-called Israelites. Basically, they're under the worship of the Queen of Heaven, that type spirit, And they believe that a woman should be elevated or is elevated over the man. So that's where that goes back to. Now, concerning Deborah, basically, Elder Ramlab and myself were talking. That was a period of time in Israel where basically the men of Israel were shamed. It tells you, even when it goes into Deborah, the 4th chapter of Judges, the very first verse says, and the children of Israel again did evil in the sight of the Lord when Ehud was dead. Ehud was a man, he was a male. So basically to shame Israel, the Lord raised up a woman, put the spirit on a woman to basically judge them. And that's really an abomination, and as you will see. So that's one aspect that you can look at it as. Deborah was basically raised to shame the men of Israel. And we have a joke about this, Elder Ramlab and myself. We said, well, we were in the spirit world at that time, because me personally, I can't have no woman telling me what to do. Even before I came into truth, I was like that, It's just my spirit. Another point to make is if you go down to the the 6th verse in Judges 4 and 6, and she sent and called Barak. So Deborah had help. It wasn't just Deborah. It was Deborah and Barak. All right, and Barak was a male. He was a man. Surely a woman is nowhere without a man. All right, she was created to be led. All right, she was created to be ruled over. Matter of fact, the very word woman means servant. So those of you guys that love to put women on a pedestal, think about the word woman and what it means. It's from the Latin meaning servant. So here in the 6th verse it says, and she sent and called Barak, the son of Abinoam, out of Kadesh Naphtali, and said unto him, have not the Lord power of Israel commanded, saying, go and draw toward Mount Tabor, and take with thee 10,000 men of the children of Naphtali and of the children of Zebulun? So if Deborah was this great woman, this great liberator, why did she need help from a man? Why did she say to Barak that the Lord is with you and the Lord have chosen you? Why didn't the Lord choose her? All right, so that's one question to ask, and that's one point to make. She was nothing without Barak. All right, now if we go to the next scripture here, and at the top I made the point that basically it was a period of time where the men of Israel were shamed the fact that a woman was raised up to tell them what to do. And here's my proof. If you go in the book of 1 Corinthians 14 and 34, it says, let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. All right, now for those of you that might say, well, that was different back then. Well, you had Miriam, which was which came actually Miriam and the whole history of Miriam and Moses and Aaron, that came before Deborah and Barak. All right. So you had Miriam who spoke up against Moses, and what happened to her? The Lord punished her with leprosy. All right. So that law still stood back then, even as it stands now. So it says, let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home, for it is a shame for women to speak in the church. So the word, we learned the word church means call out. So a group of men that was called out, they're part of the church, right? So imagine you have these men back then with Deborah. They're part of the council, whatever. And here's a woman in the midst of them telling them what to do. What does the scripture say? It is a shame for women to speak in the church. So basically, those Israelite men back then, during the time of Deborah, they weren't doing the right thing anyway. So the Lord shamed them by raising up a woman to tell them what to do. All right, so there's the proof. For it is a shame for women to speak in the church. It was a shameful period during that time. Now let's go to the next point. Well, I believe I did make the next point, which is she had help from Barak, the son of Abinoam. And Barak was the man that had to lead the army to go liberate the children of Israel from Jabin, which Jabin was a Hamite. All right, he had to deal with that situation, not Deborah. All right, so that's one point that has to be observed. Now you're going to have, and it tells you in the prophecy, you're going to have women prophesying in the latter time. Does that mean they're going to get up on the pulpit and teach the word? Does that mean they're going to go in the corner and open up a camp? No. It just means they're going to say certain things that's going to come to pass. They're going to have dreams, and they're going to, like Elder Tahar is a good example. His woman always has these dreams, you know, and that's like prophecy, and we're going to read it here. And basically, that's what Deborah was. She was just a woman the Spirit of the Lord was dealing with, and she uttered certain things from time to time that came to pass. That's all. She wasn't meant to put her on a pedestal. All right, Joel, the 2nd chapter, the 28th verse. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. Now, the point to note is it says your daughters shall prophesy. So what does that mean? All right. Does that mean they're going to open up camps and start teaching the word? Hell no. That's not what it means. It means they're just going to say, what does the word prophet mean? Or prophesy? It means to say before, from the Latin. That's all it means. So they're going to say things that's going to happen before it happens. Even my, I like to call her my ex-demon, the woman I was dealing with, she had dreams. She had one dream where she said that she saw these young Jakes fighting with the cops, rioting, causing race riots and all that. And that's prophecy. So that's another example, you know. All right, so move on to the next scripture here. Now, if Deborah was so great, why didn't Paul mention her? Now, this is a letter from Paul to the Israelites in Italy, and it was called the Book of Hebrews. And this is what Paul says. All right, we're going to go right to the point. I'll start the 31st verse. By faith, because basically Paul was talking about the works of the elders. Because if you go to the first verse, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, for by it the elders obtain a good report. So in this chapter, Paul he's talking about the report of different elders, right? So if we go to the 31st verse, by faith, now he's just giving examples. All right, some of those examples were of elders, and some of them were of certain individuals that did things. Like in this case, this verse we're going to read here. By faith, the harlot Rahab perished not with them that believed not, when she had received the spies with peace. And you just got to go back and read about Rahab, okay, how she allowed the spies from Israel, which was, I believe, Joshua and Caleb, which were Israelites, which had come over to take over the land of Canaan from the Canaanites. And Rahab, which was a Canaanite, she helped them. So because of that act, she was, basically given honor. So here, even Paul mentioned the woman Rahab, which was a Canaanite. But let's read the next verse. And what shall I more say? for the time would fail me to tell of Gideon, which was another judge, and of Barak, and of Samson, and of Jephthah, and of David also, and Samuel, and of the prophets. Wait a minute, where's Deborah? Why didn't Paul even mention? Why didn't even Paul mention Deborah? All right, he mentioned Rahab the harlot, which was a Canaanite first, before he never even mentioned Deborah. All right, so that's another point showing you just how great Deborah was. All right, she's not even mentioned here. I'll read it again. And what shall I more say? For the time would fail me to tell of Gideon, and of Barak, and of Samson, and of Jephthah, and of David also, and Samuel, and of the prophets. Where's the mention of Deborah? So really, how great was Deborah? All right, so the next point to make is 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, 11th verse. It says, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. So this is the law that's standing now. All right, these women, forget about looking for Deborah now. You ain't gonna find her. They're supposed to not usurp authority over man, and they're supposed to be in silence. They're not even supposed to be teaching men, because that's an abomination. We read that in it's an abomination for a woman to speak in the church. And basically, who did the Lord make his covenant with? Men. This is Proverbs 8:4. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. That's plain. All right, here's the next one. Ezekiel 34 and 31. And ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your power, saith the Lord. All right, no Deborah in here. I don't see Deborah in here. All right, it didn't say men, and in a special case, Deborah. All right. The next one is Revelation 21:3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power. So this job is given to the man. All right. Like I said, during the time of Deborah, that was a shameful time for the Israelite men. And if you go back to Judges, the very first verse lays it out for you. It tells you, and the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord when Ehud was dead. So basically to punish the children of Israel, the Lord raised up, or to shame them rather, the Lord raised up a woman to tell them what to do. All right, basically. So basically with that, this is a short, quick lesson from the mailbag, from the email sent to us from our brother in DC camp. You want to know the issue concerning Deborah. And this is also our premiere episode of GMS Mailbag. So we'll see you on the next email. And till then, we say, how about Shem Yahshai Shalom. And to all you brothers that's out there pushing the word faithfully, shalom.